What is up, my people? One big question that I get about investing all the time is how to calculate the yield. People always ask me, well, how much do I have to put in if I want to get that much per month? And I'm like, okay, it's just the math of it. So I'm going to talk about the math of it. Welcome to Whiteboard Learning. All right, so let's say you have a bill that you want to get covered, and it's going to cost you $100 per month to cover that bill. And you want to receive $100 per month for 12 months. In a year, you would have $1,200 received. Now let's see, if you'd like to calculate how much of a yield you'd need to have in your investments to get $1,200 in a year, we're going to do some outrageous math here, okay? Let's say you find some funds that are paying you a 50% yield, right? So if you're doing that, you'll have the 1,200 divided by the 50%. We'll tell you how much you need to have. This would add up to $2,400 invested, would then give you at 50%, $100 a month. Now, let's say, Josh, 50% is not realistic, even though currently in my life, I've been receiving more than 50% yield in the market with the dividends I've been receiving with some of them. Some of them are less, some of them are more. Either way, I've been assessing some things I figured out. 50% was like a goal of mine. I've been reaching it. Anyways, let's say you don't believe that. Let's say I'm half wrong. Let's say you say, Josh, that's not realistic. You're going to be wrong. These aren't going to keep giving me 50% yield. And then they only give you 25% yield. You would still, if you do the math of that, the 1,200 divided by the 25%, you would need $4,800 invested, and you'd still be getting $100 a month. Now, let's say you went with the market average of the return, the SP 500, something like that, right? And let's say you still want to receive that $1,200 per year, and you were going to receive a 10% yield. Well, the amount of money you'd have to have invested in order to get that would be $12,000. Now, in each of these scenarios, whether you got the super high yield or the standard or something lower, if you keep investing money every month, you will eventually add up to these numbers, because to get to this 1,200, it's only $100 a month. To whatever amount you want to get up to, it's only the amount per month you put in to get to that amount. So let's look at how this could extrapolate into your world, okay? Let's say for a year, you're putting in $100 per month. So in a year, you've put in $1,200, right? Now, if we're doing the 50% yield, the 50% yield of 1,200, 50% of 1,200 would be 600. 600 divided by 12 would be 50. So if you did it for 1 year, put in $1,200, $100 a month, you'd then be receiving $50 per month from your dividends, if that's the yield you're getting, the 50% in this example. Is everyone tracking? Everyone tracking this $50 a month. Okay, now let's say you continued still putting in your 100. Well, now you're going to put in your 100, and let's say you reinvested the 50 you're receiving. Now, every month, you're putting in 150. Now, the rest of the math of this, I'm not going to do the exact math because the numbers get really, really wonky, but I want to show you the example because I want you to get the concept. You're putting 150 and you're earning $50 a month. Well, what's going to happen when you buy more shares of those funds that pay you monthly and pay you dividend based on the number of shares you have? You're going to have more shares, right? So let's say now you're putting in your 100, but that 50 you were getting paid is now gone up to 55, right? Now that's 155. And then let's say you're still putting in $100 a month, and then that 50 goes up to 65. And then you're still putting in $100 a month, and that goes up to 85. And then you put in $100 a month, and it goes up to 105. And then you put in $100 a month, and it goes up to 125. So over time, you're putting in the same consistent amount, but the amount you're getting paid from your dividends is going up and up and up because you're buying more and more shares. And guess what you're getting this extra money from? From your dividends. This is passive. You're not working a side hustle to get this money. You invested it, and the investments are giving you this money. So let me chop over here to some open white space, okay? So let's say, for this example, right, you're putting in $100 a month still. And let's say you've been doing this for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years. I've been doing it for exactly 4 years. I want to talk about my example of my story, right? I started investing in 2020. It's now 2024. I leveraged some stuff, figured some stuff out, did some side hustles, put all my extra into investing. And now, for example's sake, let's say I'm still putting in $100 a month, but now that 50, 65, 85, 125, whatever, has been growing this whole time. And now it's grown to the point where my dividends are giving me $1,000 to put in plus my 100. I'm getting to a point where I'm like, hold up. If I work side hustles every month and can only make about $100, because I only have so many hours in a day, I got to spend time with the family, got to spend time with the kids, got to take the dogs for a walk, got to take care of the cat, got to spend time with my wife, got to do everything else I got to do in life. There's only so much time I have to work side hustles. So my passive is now so much more than the side hustles. I almost don't want to work the passive. I almost don't want to work the side hustle. So the concept is getting crazy because now all the hours I'm putting in to work, where I keep getting the same amount, I keep getting the same amount because there's only so much time I have to work. If I maximize and work every waking candlelit hour that I can, at a certain point, I'm either going to burn out or I'm going to run out of time. I got to go to sleep, got to eat, got to do other things. But as I keep doing that, my passive keeps going up because I keep buying more and more shares. And I keep getting paid more and more based off the number of shares that I own. And then I get to a point where then I'm like, okay, I've been doing this for a while. Now I'm getting so much more from my passive. I'm going to stop working my side hustles. And then I'm going to let this passive begin to start paying some bills. And then I'm going to let this passive that's coming in every month, part of it will be reinvested. Let's say I had bills for $500 I wanted to start paying out of this passive that's coming in. So I would have $500 to pay my bill, and I would have $1,500 to put back into reinvesting. If I work my side hustles as much as I can, I never had $1,500 to invest into the market. But because I've been investing little increments into the market, I've now built up enough value in cash flow that's coming in that I can now invest more in the market than I ever could before because of how I've been building it up over time. This is the concept, okay? I'm trying to preach it to people. I want people to know. I want them to understand. I want them to get it because it is something I think they can do. It is something that I've been doing and it's been working for me where I'm making so much more passively from the market doing its thing than I am from any side hustles I can do. And now it opens up my time to do other things I'm more passionate about. I want other people to get here too. That's it. I might do more videos like this. I don't know. If people seem to like it, I'll do some more. If not, whatever, because whether you listen or not, what I'm doing is still working. I'm not trying to say that arrogantly, but I'm trying to say, like, I've been talking about this for some years, and I've been trying to tell people about it pretty freely. I mean, I've been putting posts up. I've done sessions with people to talk to them. I have an investing course. I tell people about that sometimes, but the investing course I wrote is more about traditional investing. It's not about the new concept that I'm doing now. So it's a little bit different, but the concept are still the same. If you start understanding compounding and you start understanding how to apply compounding to your life, you can find ways to help yourself to win. And then there's different ways to assess stocks, assess funds, assess things like that. I've done some, portfolio reviews with people or just basically giving them my opinion. Because I'm not a certified financial planner. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a financial anything. I have no certifications, any of that stuff. I just looked at numbers, figured some stuff out, and it's like, wow, now that I figured this out, I want to do it. And now I want to share it with some other people because I want to see other people around me winning as well. And so that's why I share this information. So I'm hoping that it helps someone. If it does help you, do what you want to do with it. Hit me up if you want to get more information, more details, because I like talking about and sharing this information. And yeah, that's it. I got to get back to doing some other things. All right, see ya. Bye.